Hey everyone, so I'm going to do an all signs for Mercury retrograde. I'm just going to pull a few cards. I always say that and it ends up being a ton of cards. So we'll see. I'm pulling from the Dreamkeeper's Tarot today and the Urban Crow Oracle. And then at the end, I'm going to get you something from The Universe Has Your Back, just as a little parting gift of wisdom. These are just, I don't know, they're kind of like affirmations. I have no idea where the book is to this deck, so I'm not reading anything beyond that. I will, however, potentially read from the Urban Crow if I feel guided to. And we're going to look at what you might need to redo, what you might need to remix, and what you might need to rethink, okay? So basically something that you might have to do over or tie up loose ends with, something like this. Remix is like something you might need to tweak or fine-tune, change in some way. And rethink is going to represent like what you might need to look out for or reconsider, that could be something you're doing now or something you're thinking about doing. So rethink is just kind of going to be what to look out for in the final position, because as most of you probably know, Mercury retrograde is riddled potentially with transportation issues, communication issues, you know, computer malfunctioning, anything mechanical. Or in movement, things like this in our thinking and communication are potentially affected. And this retrograde, which officially starts on the 25th, is in Sagittarius. And no offense to the Sagittariuses. My mom is a Sagittarius, and that's actually in my 6th house. And I'm also a 9th house sun, okay? And my Mercury is in the 9th house in Aries. But anyway, my point is, Sagittarius, no offense, in my opinion, is already a chaotic energy. I don't think it's a good placement for Mercury necessarily, okay? Sagittarius can be philosophical, it can be intellectual, right? It can be very spiritual. But I personally don't feel that Mercury is very well suited in the mutable signs outside of Virgo, because that's home for Mercury, right? Virgo is a much slower intelligence, so I think that's fine. But I don't like it, is my point. I don't like it in Sagittarius. I don't like it in Pisces. I don't like it, and I don't like anything in Gemini. Gemini is too chaotic. Once again, no offense to the Geminis, because my father was a Gemini. So I'm not putting down the signs themselves. I'm putting down the energy of the planets in those signs, and specifically Mercury in this case is a really bad one. So now that I've said all of that, we're going to get started. Like I said, Scorpio, I hope you're doing well. I'm freezing, so if you see me shivering or hear me shivering, I apologize. I just turned up my heat and added an extra layer. So we'll see how long before I'm overheating. Let's get your reading started. Spirit, can you tell me what Scorpio will want to redo during this retrograde? What will Scorpio need to redo? Scavenge. Whoops. Okay, well. grief coming out. I'll put it with scavenge. What will Scorpio want to remix? Self-interest. And what will Scorpio want to rethink? Oh, too many. Will Scorpio want to rethink survival? Survival. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure. Who was it that got survival? I don't remember. Some other sign got survival. And Taurus, I believe, got scavenge. Bottom of the deck, we have routine. Okay. I'm gonna just jump ahead and clarify these. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing, as I picked up the deck, I left behind the Death card and the Ten of Wands. That's your card. The Death card is Scorpio. And the Ten of Wands is about, well, it's about being burdened. Typically, or coming to the end of a struggle. But what I think is interesting here on this specific Ten of Wands is that the woman and the skeleton look like they're the same person, and it's like they're both looking in this mirror and seeing a face, which kind of, I'm assuming, is the woman's face. And we do have self-interest here in your remix, so there might be something here about you revamping your concept of self, like your idea of who you are, reevaluating yeah, your identity, but I also feel like how you look at yourself, or how much you burden yourself. I mean, we have some heavy cards here: survival, grief, scavenge. All right, let's clarify. Can you clarify, please, scavenge and grief for Scorpio? The Moon and the Four of Pentacles. Give me one more. One more, please, for scavenge and grief. Whoa. Hold on, sorry, I can't hold on to the deck. I just washed my hands in hot water because I was cold. Scorpio card, another Scorpio card, the Tower. Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck. With the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. And then I put lotion on. Anyway. Well, the Scavenge card and the Four of Pentacles card kind of give me similar vibes. Also, I thought I should point out here, Scavenge is 44, Grief is 22. So both of these cards to me carry a heavy signature of stability. And we have the Four of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles was at the bottom of the deck with the Nine of Wands. So I feel like for a lot of you, this could have to do with finances. And with the Tower here, this could being being confronted, being surprised or shocked by some sort of fact. Doesn't have to be related to your finances, of course, but I am kind of feeling that. Like there might be some kind of shock occurring that makes you realize that you have reason to be afraid of the future when it comes to money. Of course, this could also be just some other sort of feeling of like self-esteem where you feel like you're lacking in some way. Yeah, like perhaps some sort of loss or, you know, some kind of shocking news that has given you grief could be making you nervous about the future. And it's like, sorry, I'm just getting entranced by the imagery in these cards. I definitely feel like there's a sort of, I don't want to say a break from reality, but sort of like a misperception of reality of some situation, perhaps of yourself and your own situation. But because see, we have the Moon card again, which is Pisces and Cancer energy. Some would say perhaps Scorpio. I don't tend to say that, but we do have the Tower, which I do feel is Scorpio, coming out next. It's Mars energy, so it could be Aries as well. But yeah, see how this woman here in this picture again is looking, I don't know if you can tell. She's like looking into this mist, and there's like a skull here. So, I mean, I don't normally like to talk about this stuff, but some of you could have experienced a real life literal loss, like a death. And you could be kind of feeling like you can't get your bearings after this. It's kind of like you don't know who you are in the world without this person. And you feel like you're lacking now, like you're less now. Or perhaps this person was a lifeline somehow for you financially. And then on the flip side of that, this could also just be about you too. Like you don't know who you are. You could be confronting your own mortality. Perhaps feeling like you don't have enough, you know, like comparing yourself to other people, thinking like, you know, well, I'm such and such age, so I should have these things that other people have, but I don't, or, you know, and I mean, this could also, I feel like, be about like aging, like beauty, vanity issues that you're having. So in terms of redoing, you might want to sort of reprocess some of these issues, whatever these issues are for you. I feel like it could be a lot of different things. There might be a need to go over something again, reprocess something. Like with the Tower, a lot of times when we are shocked or confronted by something, we don't get to process it correctly. And like if it's a death, for example, Sorry, I'm gonna get choked up. We may not get the opportunity to even process it. Like I feel similarly, like, and I'm gonna get choked up and tongue-tied. I feel similarly from personal experience, like when my father died, which was almost 2.5 years ago now. I feel like I never really got to grieve that. I feel like in a lot of ways it was almost like I was expected to like fill his shoes in terms of holding a lot of things together, being the stability for everyone else. And meanwhile, you know, my dad was gone, right? And not to mention I'm a single mother and my daughter lost her only grandfather, so I also had to deal with that. But yet other people thought that it was appropriate to lean on me. Right? So with the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, I'm kind of sort of feeling that, like, you potentially could be serving as other people's, like, rock, other people's stability, like, unjustly. Like, yeah, I feel like in whatever context, I feel like something is being heavily weighted upon you to the point where it feels like not fair, or like you can't, it's like I feel like you can't like bear it anymore. I feel like you've been searching potentially for something for yourself, like time for yourself, prioritizing yourself, or wanting to be prioritized, something like this. And it's like been so long that you've been searching for this, like with scavenge here, that it's like you're almost like mourning like mourning your own importance, sort of like feeling like other people don't care. Anyway, I think I covered just about everything I'm feeling on that. Could be any or all of those things, okay? And with self-interest, exactly, number 45, I feel like this is calling you, I already do that, to get back in touch with putting yourself first, with making time. Can we clarify self-interest, please, for Scorpio? Thank you. 7 of Swords. Can I get one more? One more for self-interest, please. Thank you. The Hanged Woman. We have the Page of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, it's like you need something new. It's like you need a reason to look forward to each day. Page of Wands, 8 of Pentacles. It's like you're looking for some sort of new spark, new inspiration, new passion. And it doesn't have to be like a new relationship or flirtation or anything like that. It could just be like a new hobby, a new interest, or just feeling, you know, I'm kind of feeling that, like, something about like pampering yourself, taking care of yourself, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, to feel better about yourself. But I also just feel like it's not necessarily anything that's wrong with your looks. It could be like in your head. That can feel true, but I feel like it's like something about the way your life or your environment or the people in your environment, something like that, something outside of you is like making you feel this way, and then it's like reflecting back. I mean, that could just be like the, you know, like the beauty industry, or is that even the right phrase? I don't know, you know. It could just be the beauty standards of society being pushed in our face constantly, telling us that we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to look like this. You know, we all need to be perpetually 25. Is that an acceptable age anymore, or is that too old? I don't know. So anyway, that's all bullshit, by the way. In my opinion, older women are hotter. Like, I feel like a lot of women peak around like 40. I feel like I did. I'll say that. I think I was hottest between like, well, probably like 38, 39 to like 42. 43 maybe. And then it's just been all downhill for the last couple years. I'm holding it together, but definitely I finally can say I peaked, and now it's downhill, unless I start doing plastic surgery or something, which I probably won't. Anyway, let's move on. Self-interest. Yeah. The Hanged Woman. She's about looking at things differently. Reconsidering the sacrifices that you're making. I feel like you're making too many sacrifices. I feel like other people aren't making any sacrifices for you. I feel like you're the one doing the sacrificing. It's like, yeah, I definitely feel like martyr energy here. You need to look at things from a different perspective, and I think that perspective is of self-interest, of putting yourself first, prioritizing yourself. And the Seven of Swords here is echoing that. Seven of Swords can be a lot of things, but it can be a card of self-interest. In the traditional Rider-Waite Seven of Swords depiction, this is like a soldier, and he's stealing swords from the enemy. So he's disarming his enemy to protect himself so that the enemy can't attack him, right? It's like a strategy of self-protection. And I feel like that's what's going on here. I feel like you really need to prioritize your own needs. Make sure that you're being fed, real or metaphorically. And if this is like a grieving situation, I feel like you need to take the time out to just be still, to do nothing, to process your emotions. And this is a really great time to do that, because not only is Mercury going retrograde, Mars is also going to be going retrograde, and I mean, plus it's winter, so the energy is going to be really slow. I don't think you're going to miss out on anything if you slow down, if you take some time. I mean, the world is going to wait, because everything is going to probably feel like it's going very slowly. It's going to feel more difficult to get things accomplished. So this is perfect energy for that, to take the time to process your emotions, to process your healing, to take care of yourself, to revitalize yourself, and just prioritize yourself. I feel like you're being really like cheated, sort of, in one or more situations in your life. Whether that be like in your job, or you're not making enough money, or I mean, these could be like more global issues as well. I could see that. But I mean, and yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like there's something here about you like worrying about your survival. Like I said, there could also be some fears of mortality at play. And well, I mean, I did say like feeling like you weren't enough, like comparing yourself to other people. This could be like a fear that sounds so morbid, but I guess I'm talking to Scorpio, so it's okay. This could be like a fear that like you're gonna die before experiencing certain things, whatever that is for you. Okay, can we clarify survival, please? Thank you. The Ace of Cups. One more. The Ten of Cups. Wow. Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I could go a lot of different ways with this, but this is essentially along the same lines. I mean, the Ace of Cups is typically like some sort of emotional opportunity, something that makes you feel fulfilled, something that moves you. And the Ten of Cups is like happily ever after. It's some sort of dream being brought down to earth. And this is in the position of what you need to rethink. So this makes me feel like, well, for some of you, you might need to rethink some sort of, I don't know, some sort of love opportunity, some sort of dream that you had of a family, or this could be a real family that you do have and a real love that you do have, and there could be something about the survival of that you need to rethink. For better or worse, I don't know. Like, I could go either way on that. But there is something here about, oh, I think my candle just went out. Oh, that's crazy. My candle's out. Okay, so there's a need to contemplate either how your family or your relationship is going to survive. Perhaps literally with scavenge and grief. I mean, if you're unfulfilled perhaps in your relationship, you're not being prioritized or taken care of in your relationship, perhaps you're debating whether or not to keep that relationship, right? Or perhaps there's some threat to your financial stability here, and perhaps this self-interest isn't just about you, right? But it's about like the survival of your actual family. And so you need to strategize ways to like look at things in a different perspective so that you're able to navigate in the interest of everyone surviving, of everyone living happily ever after despite a certain threat, grief, loss, whatever the case may be. And for others of you, like, well, I was going to say if you don't have a family, but even if you do, the Ace of Cups could represent some sort of dream or wish or something. I mean, it could even be like another child that you've thought about having, right? Like perhaps you've considered having another child and you need to kind of like make decisions about whether or not that idea is practical or whether it's going to be something you're going to pursue or that it's just not in the cards. And as I was going to say before that, for some, this could be about an actual love opportunity that perhaps never came to fruition. Perhaps it was a dream, like somewhere over the rainbow. And I feel like now is a time to like think back. I mean, this is a time of nostalgia. This is a time of memories and revisiting the past and reconsidering what we did in the past versus how we're going to go forward in the future. So you could be looking back on something. And this could be like potentially like the final decision that you're making on whether that was really the dream you wanted or whether it wasn't, or whether you want to go back or not. Okay, I hope that made sense. I'm going to pull an oracle or two, whatever comes out for Scorpio spirit. We need a message of guidance for Scorpio, please. Message of guidance for Scorpio, please, spirit. Ugh. I have problems getting anything for Libra too. Oh, that's beautiful. Is that two? Yeah. Okay, I'll take them all. They're short, so. Yes. What did I say? This says, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. But I took it a step further and I said, and then, you know, your external condition is a factor of your internal condition. So like you could be seeing yourself in a distorted way. Like you could be feeling down on yourself because you're feeling down on yourself on the inside, but I feel like this is because of outside factors. That's crazy, actually. This one says, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Yeah, I feel like this kind of echoes that hanged woman energy where it's like you need to take time out for yourself to reconnect with yourself and reevaluate how valuable you are. And then finally, happiness is my birthright. I love this so much because I feel like everyone here needed to hear this one. All right, Scorpio, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.